I need you to marry me. I blinked. What? Isabella didn't look up from her laptop. You heard me, I laughed. That's funny. For a second, I thought you said, I did. There was no smirk, no humor. Just the sharp clack of her nails against the keyboard. Is this some kind of HR trap? I asked, shifting in the leather chair across from her desk. Her eyes finally met mine. Cold, gray, dangerous. Your contract ends in 3 days. Your project was just voted off the board's priority list. The CTO wants you out, I swallowed. I didn't come here to beg. You're not begging. She leaned back in her chair. You're making a decision. What decision? I asked, heat rising in my chest. To marry my boss or lose my job? She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she closed her laptop, stood, and walked to the window. I need a husband. Publicly. Temporarily. The board is pressuring me to look stable. Married CEOs get more investor confidence. I stared at her back. So pick someone from your world. Some rich guy in a tailored suit. I don't trust them. And you trust me? I scoffed. She turned, arms crossed. I don't need to trust you. I need you to look the part. I'm not a mannequin. No, you're an employee. One with potential, she said softly. And right now, no future. Silence stretched between us. What do I get? I finally asked. She tilted her head. Your job. A promotion. A seat at the executive table. An assigned guarantee your project sees the light of day. You're insane. Probably, I stood. This is blackmail. This is opportunity, she said, stepping closer. You've been clawing your way up for 5 years, and they still don't see you. But if you're my husband, they will. You expect me to marry you for a career boost? She raised a brow. You expect to keep your job otherwise? I clenched my fists. Why me? Because you're clean, she said, voice even. No scandals, no ego. You work hard, speak little, and don't flirt with interns. Gee, thanks. You'll live in my penthouse. No physical expectations. Public events only. We get a clean divorce in 6 months. I stared at her. What do you get out of this? She smiled, and for a second, it chilled me. Control? I hesitated. Every part of me wanted to say no. Run, quit, burn it all down. But I thought about my dad's medical bills. About the app I'd spent 2 years building. About watching my team get reassigned last week without warning. My pride was expensive. Too expensive. When would it happen? I asked. This Friday, courthouse, private, I sat back down. So I wear a ring, shake hands, smile at cameras, and pretend I love the woman who just hijacked my life? Exactly, I rubbed my face. What happens if I say no? She didn't blink. Then you pack up your desk and someone else gets your legacy. I exhaled. You don't care about me. No, I care about optics. I looked at her, truly looked. Flawless hair, immaculate suit, eyes like winter, and underneath it all nothing, no warmth, no heart. Why me, Isabella? I asked again, quieter this time. Her expression didn't change. Because I've already decided. I always get what I want. That should have been the moment I walked away, but I didn't. I nodded slowly. Fine, her lips curved. I'll have my lawyer send over the paperwork. I want full rights to my project. In writing. You'll have it. And when it ends, I said, we walk away. No mess, no drama. She stepped closer, her perfume subtle and sharp. You'll get used to me. I doubt it. She reached into her drawer, pulled out a platinum band, and slid it across the desk. What's this? A visual contract, she said. Try it on. I stared at the ring like it might bite me. Then, reluctantly, I picked it up and slid it on. It fit. She smiled. Welcome to the family, Mr. Hart. I'm keeping my last name. For now, she said. Walking back to her desk, I walked out of her office, heart pounding. I told myself I did it for my future. I told myself I was still in control. But deep down, something was already breaking, and I didn't even know it yet. Word count, 900, is that it? I asked. She didn't answer. We stood in front of the judge, 2 signatures on a marriage license, 2 strangers in suits. No vows, no rings. No kiss. Congratulations, the clerk said, sliding the document forward. Isabella didn't smile. She just picked it up and walked out of the room like it was a board meeting. I followed, silently. Her mansion looked like something out of a lifestyle magazine. Glass walls, Chrome edges and not a single photo on the shelves. "This way," she said, leading me past rooms I didn't recognize and straight into a guest suite. "You're not staying in here?" I asked. "No," she turned and walked away. The next 3 days were a loop of silence. She'd leave before I woke up. "Come back after dinner. Sometimes we'd pass in the kitchen." "You always drink black coffee?" I asked once. She didn't respond, but the next morning my mug was already brewed. Black, no sugar, same brand my dad used to buy. Coincidence? I started noticing other things. The playlist on her living room speakers. Every song from my high school band phase. The fridge. Stocked with my favorite snacks, ones I hadn't mentioned since college. Once I said, "How'd you know I liked root beer?" She just said, "I pay attention." Liam showed up on the 4th day. "Whoa," he said, stepping into the foyer. "This place smells like secrets and expensive candles." "Keep your voice down," I muttered. "Why? Is the Ice Queen gonna pop out of a wall?" "She's upstairs, maybe." He raised an eyebrow. "You don't even know?" "She doesn't really talk." Liam followed me to the back patio. "So, how's married life?" "We don't share a room. We don't eat together. I think I saw her blink once yesterday." He whistled. "Man, that's either next-level corporate strategy or you married a ghost." I laughed, but it died quickly. He leaned in. "Seriously, Noah, this doesn't feel right." "I know. Why'd you say yes?" I stared at the pool. "Because I had no other way out." He looked at me for a long moment. "Does she know your mom's maiden name?" "What?" I'm asking a question. "I know." "I don't think so." He nodded slowly. "Good, keep it that way." That night I couldn't sleep. Something about Liam's visit had unsettled me. Or maybe it was the way Isabella looked at him when she passed by, like he was a number, not a person. I got up, went to the kitchen, poured a glass of water. As I turned to go back, I caught a glimpse of something red under the bed. I crouched down, a page, torn, tucked under the frame like it had been hidden or dropped. Just 2 words. "He's mine." The handwriting was sharp, slanted, and written in thick red ink. My throat tightened. I read it again. "He's mine." I stormed down the hallway and knocked on her bedroom door. No answer. I opened it anyway. Her room was spotless. Bed untouched. Curtains drawn. A single book on her nightstand. No Isabella. I backed out, heart racing. The next morning she was in the kitchen, calm. Coffee poured, wearing a white silk robe like nothing happened. "Where were you last night?" I asked, working. "At 2 a.m.? She sipped her coffee. I pulled the page from my pocket and slid it across the counter. "Explain this." She didn't look surprised. Just traced a finger across the edge of the paper. "Where did you find it?" "Under the bed." Her eyes lifted, calm and cool. "I must have dropped it." "Dropped it?" I said. "What does it mean?" She took another sip. "Exactly what it says." I stared at her. "You're joking." She wasn't. "You've been watching me." "I told you," she said softly. "I pay attention." I backed up a step. "How long?" Her silence was louder than any answer. "You knew things about my music, my food, my family. You knew before we met, didn't you?" "Does it matter?" "Yes, it matters," I snapped. "You built this marriage like a project. Like I'm some product." She stepped forward. "Noah, I chose you for a reason." "Why?" "Because you're steady, predictable, and I needed something permanent." I laughed bitterly. "You married me because I'm boring?" "No, I married you because you're safe." "From what?" She didn't answer. I grabbed my coat. "This is insane." "You're not going anywhere." I turned. "Watch me." She didn't move. Just stood there, quiet, composed. As I walked away, I heard her say, "You'll come back." Back in my room, I locked the door. Then I opened my laptop and started typing everything I remembered. Every weird thing she'd done. Every moment that didn't feel right, I needed proof. Because this wasn't just a marriage, this was something else, and I was already too deep. "Wine?" she asked, already uncorking the bottle. "I'm good," I said, sitting at the far end of the kitchen island. She poured herself a glass. "You've been quiet lately." "You notice that now?" She smiled. "I always notice." I stared at the cabinet behind her. Third one from the right. "The one she locked after dinner last night. What's in that one?" "Rare wines," she said casually. "Why?" "No reason," she tilted her head. "Curious?" "Isn't that dangerous in this house?" Her smile didn't fade. Only if you're hiding something. She went to bed early. I waited. Midnight. Silence. I stepped into the kitchen, opened the cabinet, and pulled. Locked, just like I remembered. Then I checked above the fridge where she kept spare keys. Bingo. The safe was behind a row of Bordeaux bottles. Digital keypad. I tried her birthday, denied. Her father's? Still no. Then I paused. The day we signed the contract, I entered the numbers. Click. The diary was black leather. Thick. Worn. I opened it. Page 1. Saw him again today. His tie was crooked. I wanted to fix it. My heart dropped. I turned the page. A photo of me. In the elevator. Months ago. Before we even spoke. Another page. A napkin from a cafe I used to go to. My name written over and over in red ink. I kept flipping. He laughed when Maya complimented his pitch. She needs to be reassigned. I froze. Maya? Was this real? Next entry. He's been sleeping lightly. Must adjust his coffee again. Less sugar. I didn't realize I was shaking until I almost dropped the book. Then I saw it. A small Ziploc taped to the back. Inside, a lock of my hair. I sat on the kitchen floor for 20 minutes, the diary open on my lap, heart pounding in my ears. I joked about her being obsessed. But this was beyond anything I'd imagined. By morning, I still hadn't slept. My eyes burned. My throat was dry. She entered the kitchen like it was just another morning. Did you sleep? She asked. No, she poured coffee. You look like you've seen a ghost. Funny, I feel like I married one. She paused. What does that mean? I reached under the table and slid the diary across the counter. She didn't even blink. So you found it. That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? I stood. You stalked me. I studied you. You recorded things you had no right to know. Her voice stayed calm. And look how perfectly I know you now. You reassigned Maya because she smiled at me? She overstepped. You're insane. No, she said. I'm thorough. I slammed my hand on the counter. That's not thorough, that's controlling. I love you. No, you don't. You love owning me. She stepped closer. You don't understand yet. Then explain it to me. She touched the diary. I built the perfect life for you, for us. All you had to do was stay. You call this perfect? Noah, everything I did, every page in that book was for you. You took my choices away. I gave you security. You gave me a cage. She looked genuinely hurt for a second. You're overreacting. Am I? I opened the diary and pointed. This entry, he'll forget her soon. I'll make sure of it. Who was she, Isabella? She didn't answer. I grabbed my keys. I'm leaving. You can't. Watch me. She grabbed my arm, not hard, but with purpose. If you leave, everything falls apart. I looked her dead in the eyes. Then let it fall. I drove aimlessly for an hour before pulling into a gas station. I called Liam. Voicemail. I texted Maya. Need to talk, privately. You okay? She replied a minute later. Meet me tomorrow, noon, the cafe. That night, I didn't go back to the mansion. I checked into a cheap motel. Curtains barely closed. Sheets smelled like bleach. Still better than that house. I stared at the ceiling for hours. The diary still in my bag. The lock of hair. The napkins. The entries about Maya. The way she never denied any of it. Morning came too fast. I got dressed, grabbed my bag, and slipped the diary into my coat pocket. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. No message. I turned it off. At the cafe, Maya was already there, looking tired and alert all at once. You came alone? She asked. Yeah, she glanced over her shoulder. She doesn't know we're meeting? I don't think so. She sipped her drink. She's dangerous, you know? I worked for her. Of course I know. I pulled the diary from my coat and placed it on the table. She flinched. She wrote about you, I said quietly. Said you smiled at me. Then you were gone, Maya nodded. She said it was a budget cut. Next thing I know, I'm answering phones. Why didn't you say anything? She made me sign an NDA, and I was scared. I exhaled. Me too. What are you gonna do? I looked at the book. I don't know yet. But I'm not staying silent anymore. She glanced around. Then you better watch your back. That night, I went back to the mansion, not to stay, to plan. Because if Isabella wanted control, She was about to learn what it felt like to lose it. I tried the front door. Locked. The code didn't work. I tried the garage. Same thing. My car? Gone. I pulled out my phone. No signal. Wi-Fi? Disabled. I went to reset the router. Password changed. I checked the back door. It clicked, then clicked again. Deadbolt engaged. I was sealed in. Isabella! I shouted. She walked in like she hadn't just locked me in a luxury cage. Something wrong? You changed the locks. For your safety. My car's gone. In service. And my phone? She smiled. It was lagging. I upgraded it. You upgraded it? New software. More secure. Did you track me? Of course, I stepped back. You're insane, Noah. She walked closer. You belong here. I'm not your property. You're my husband. In a fake marriage. Her eyes narrowed. It doesn't feel fake to me. Let me leave. No. I left her standing there and went upstairs, slamming the door behind me. I tried texting Liam again, still nothing. I paced the room. Minutes felt like hours. Then someone knocked, soft, deliberate. I opened the door. Maya, how did you get in? I whispered. Service staff door. You still have clearance? She nodded. Not for long. Isabella's watching everything. I know, she said, handing me a folded note. Read it later. Cameras in the hall. Maya, why are you helping me? She hesitated. Because I've seen what happens to the ones who don't listen. Later that night, I opened her note. There's more. Basement, tomorrow. 3 a.m. Come alone. I didn't sleep. At 2:55, I slipped out of bed, careful not to make a sound. I took the back stairs and made my way down. The basement door groaned as I opened it. Maya was waiting, flashlight in hand. You made it, she whispered. What is this? Follow me. We walked past wine racks, tool shelves, old monitors. At the far wall, she moved a painting aside, revealing a hidden drawer in the brick. She pulled it open. Inside, another black leather diary. I picked it up slowly. Is this hers? She nodded. Dated 2 years before she hired you. I opened the first page. Saw him in the elevator today. He doesn't notice me yet, but he will. My stomach twisted. She was already watching me, I murmured. Maya pointed at another line. He wears navy on Thursdays. I'll start wearing navy too. I flipped ahead. His father had surgery last week. I sent flowers anonymously. How did she... She has sources everywhere, Maya said. I looked at the last page. I want to be perfect for him. So I'll become everything he's missing. My hands shook. She didn't fall for me, I whispered. She built herself into the person I'd fall for. Exactly. This isn't love. No, Maya said. It's possession. We snuck back upstairs. Maya left through the staff door. I stuffed the diary in my jacket and locked my bedroom. I didn't sleep. At breakfast, Isabella hummed as she poured coffee. You're quiet again, she said. Just tired. You were up late. I froze. What? She smiled. The floors creak. Sound carries. I stirred my coffee. How long have you been watching me? She raised an eyebrow. That's a strange question, is it? She didn't answer. I set my cup down. You wrote about me before we ever met. You found the other one. I did. Her expression didn't change. And it's not love. It's obsession. Noah, she said softly, I wanted to be right for you. You became someone else. I became yours. You became dangerous. She stood. You're overreacting. You sent flowers to my dad. Before I knew your name. I was helping. You reassigned Maya because she smiled at me. She was distracting you. I stood. You're trying to erase my entire life. I'm trying to build you a better one. I don't want it. You will, she said quietly. In time. I spent the next 2 days pretending. Pretending to eat. Pretending to sleep. Pretending I didn't feel eyes on me every second. I kept the diary hidden under the floorboard. Every night, I read another page. Every night, I lost another piece of myself. The third night, I found an envelope on my pillow. No name. Just a single sentence. You belong to me. I packed a bag. I copied the pages. Took photos. Backed everything up. Maya texted, She knows something's off. Be careful, I replied. I'm done being careful. That morning, I sat across from Isabella at breakfast. I want out, I said. She didn't blink. No, I'm serious. So am I. You can't keep me here, can I? I have evidence. Then use it, she said. But you and I both know you won't. Why not? She leaned in. Because you still don't know what I'm capable of. I stood. You're not the woman I married, she smiled. No, I'm the woman you never saw coming. And that's when I knew. The only way out was to outsmart her. Because the locks weren't just on the doors anymore. They were in my mind. Maya, you sure the cameras are off? Every last one, she said, snapping the tablet shut. You've got 15 minutes before the backup system kicks in. I zipped the duffel bag. That's all I need, she nodded. Car's in the alley. I hotwired it myself. You scare me sometimes. You married Isabella. I'm the least scary woman in your life, I laughed, then stopped. We both knew it wasn't funny. I stepped out of the bedroom with my bag over my shoulder and froze. She was there, sitting on the edge of the couch. Perfect posture. Red silk robe. I was wondering when you'd try this, she said. I'm not trying. I'm leaving. Her eyes didn't move. I made you. No, I said, walking past her. You destroyed me. You're walking away from everything I gave you. I never asked for it. You'll come back. I won't. She stood, trembling. You don't understand what we are. There is no we. I know everything about you. That's the problem. You're nothing without me. I'd rather be nothing than yours. She reached out. I stepped back. Don't touch me, her voice cracked. Why? Because you don't love me. You love control. Her hand dropped. I kept you safe. You kept me trapped. Tears welled in her eyes. I loved you the only way I knew how. And it ruined us. I gave you everything. No, I said, heading for the door. You took everything. She collapsed onto the couch. Not in grief, something worse. Defeat. Her breathing was shallow, her eyes wild. She wasn't crying because she was heartbroken. She was crying because she'd lost. I opened the door. She didn't follow. The alley was empty. Maya sat behind the wheel. I threw my bag in the back. You okay? She asked. No, but I will be. She didn't speak. Just drove. 2 weeks passed. I moved into a cheap apartment. New number. No social media. No contact. Maya checked in daily. Liam finally texted back. You alive? Barely, he called a minute later. You really left her? Walked out the front door, he laughed. You're either brave or suicidal. Maybe both. Life started to feel normal again. Until the knock. 2 officers at my door. Are you Noah Hart? Yes. Isabella Hart's been reported missing. I blinked. Missing? She hasn't been seen for 5 days. I don't know where she is. Are you sure? I left her, not the other way around. They exchanged a look. If you hear from her, let us know. After they left, I called Maya. She's not missing, I said. I know. She's hiding. She's watching, Maya whispered. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak made me flinch. Every buzz on my phone made my chest tighten. Then it rang. Liam, dude, check your texts. What? She posted something. Posted? From where? She has a burner account. Sent it to a few people. I opened the message. A photo, my bedroom. Last night, the window open. My shadow in bed, my blood ran cold. She's been here, I whispered. I checked the locks, all intact. The window, still latched. I called Liam back. She's not gone. I told you. She wants me to know she can still reach me. What are you going to do? I didn't answer right away. Then I said, let her watch. What does that mean? I'm done hiding. Noah. She wanted a version of me she could control. Now she can see the real one. I lit a match that night, tossed the last diary pages into the sink, watched them curl and blacken, let her watch it burn. The envelope had no return address, just my name. No stamp, hand-delivered. I stared at it for 5 minutes before opening it. Inside was a single page, Old paper. Familiar handwriting. Shaky. Faded. You can't run from love. I called Maya. Someone just dropped a letter at my door. What kind of letter? Her handwriting. I know it. Are you sure it was her? No one else writes like that. I showed Liam later that night. He didn't say anything at first. Just read the line over and over. Creepy as hell, he muttered. She's not gone. She's watching. I moved again the next day. New neighborhood, new lock codes. Burned the letter, started using cash for groceries. Avoided routines, changed gyms. Cut off my old email, didn't matter. The feeling stayed. Every car that slowed down, her at every knock on the door, her every whisper in a crowd, her. My therapist leaned back. You said you feel watched? Yes, but you haven't seen her? No. Then maybe it's not her. I've read her diary. I know what she's capable of. She let you leave. She let me feel free. That's different, I told Maya. She's still playing the long game. You think she'll show up? No, I think she already has. Maya didn't speak for a moment. Then she asked, what are you going to do? I don't know. I got home one night and the kitchen light was on. I never leave it on. I walked through the entire apartment. Heart pounding, nothing missing, nothing moved. But I didn't sleep. Weeks passed, I stopped counting. The nightmares got louder. Not about her face. About her words. You'll come back. You belong to me. I built you one night. I opened my drawer and pulled out a notebook, blank pages. I wrote, Day 1. I am not who I was. The next morning, I told Liam, You're journaling now? It's not a journal, I said. It's my record. Of what? Everything I do. Everything I choose, he leaned in. Because of her? Because I won't let her rewrite me. Maya called the next day. You sound different. I feel different. You sleep? Not much. But you're not scared? No, I said. Just ready. For what? For her to come back. Sometimes I think I hear her voice in crowds. Sometimes I check the mirror twice. Sometimes I wake up thinking I'm back in her mansion, but I'm not. I'm here. Writing. Living. Remembering. I don't know if she'll ever come back, but I do know this. If she does, I won't be the same scared man she once controlled. I've read her diary, and now I've started writing one of my own.